Okay. Let me, so I just came from my walk. Let's go ahead and put on the frequency. Let's get started. Hopefully it's not too loud. Oh, this one sucks. Alright, let's do this one. So, we tend to look at things from, just a negative point of view. And it's because we live in such a negative world. Or maybe we're just around a lot of negative people, and a lot of negative things surround you. And so subconsciously, it sticks to us. And whenever we face, certain situations and circumstances, we tend to think more negative. We tend to look at things from negative point of view. And I say that to say, your cup is not half empty, it's half full. And I know I definitely look at my cup like it's half empty, like I should have more, or I want more. Why isn't my cup overfilling like it should? Why is it half empty? But you have to switch that question. There's two sides to that question. There's two sides to the coin. So you really have to look at your cup like it's half full, not half empty. And you have to say, damn, I may not have as much as I want, but I still got half. I still have something in my cup. It may not be much, it may be less than half. It might not even be half, but I still have something in my cup. It's not empty. And that's like the spirit in you, to where it's like, okay, you may not have the things you want, you may not really be around the things you want, or you see other people around and it's like, okay, I want that. Why am I in an environment that's breaking me down and stressing me and breaking me down? Why am I in this environment and not this environment? Again, you have to change how you question yourself. And you have to switch the question, instead of saying, why am I not in this environment? Start asking, how can I get into this environment? How can I surround myself with these things? So, another thing is identity shift. I actually saw this in a video. This girl was talking about how she read a book, and it was called Identity Shift. I forgot the author, but it's literally called Identity Shift or Identity Switch, something like that. And basically it expresses that, it mentions all these famous musicians and actors, athletes that we know now today who used a different persona to create another life. Think of think of Robert De Niro. Think of Robert Downey Jr. Think of Heath Ledger. Those are method actors. And it's almost like, even though you're not preparing for a big movie or a fucking screenplay, I believe if you actually practice method acting, it doesn't only apply to movies and to scripts and to this and that. It applies to life. And basically, it's like, okay, you see this person, you see the life they're living, and then you look at yourself, and we kind of compare, right? But the key is to not be like, damn, how could I ever get to that? How could I ever amount to that? Look at me, or look at what I have, or this and that and the third. Instead of saying that, say, how can I qualify? How can I make that happen for me? Because if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. Look at their upbringing. Whatever, that's just an example. But the point is, the concept is to think, okay, this is what this person does. This is how this person thinks. This is the time this person wakes up. This is what this person eats. And you start to embody that person. You take on that person's literally mental, you take on their emotions. And you become that person. Literally, you become that person the more you do what they do. You start talking like them. Literally, think of how you got programmed. Your parents, your friends, your colleagues. Each and every person around you has influenced you in some way, whether you know or not. And you have influenced people around you and throughout your life, whether you know it or not. And so when we grow up and we hit our 20s, we have this system that is not ours. Okay? Stay with me. We have this belief system that is not ours. It's our parents, it's a mix of our friends throughout high school, it's a mix of colleagues, co-workers, boyfriends, girlfriends, relationships, all these people. And so when you hit your 20s, you're 24, 25, 26, you have this belief system, whatever it is, and now it's time for you to question it. And it's time to kind of like, that's when you really decide who you want to be. And then you gravitate towards people who already are that person. And then you start doing things that they're doing. And over time, you become that person, bro. It's literally that simple. The reason it's difficult is obviously because we make it difficult, but it's because we're always comparing. How could I amount to this? I look like this, or how can I how can I acquire that? How can I be that? Well, start studying that person. Start studying, what does that person do on the weekends? Do they go out? No. They read, they work out, they meditate, they stay inside. You might be like, well, fuck, this is boring. Well, yeah, nobody said it was gonna be fun. Nobody said you were gonna be turning up, But if you're serious about this, and you're doing this for you and nobody else, it's like, that makes it 10 times better. Because over time, you start to see the changes, you start to see the growth, and you're like, holy shit. You start to become a different person that you were, and you start to have a different perception of yourself, like literally forming a different perception of yourself, rather than someone telling you, hey man, you changed, hey man, you grew, I'm proud of you. Like, yeah, that's always nice for our friends and family to tell us, but it feels so much better when you tell yourself that, and you feel proud, you feel, you know, gratitude. But that's really it. Just looking at things from different points of view, positive points of view. Change how you talk to yourself. And stop looking at your cup half empty, because it's not half empty, it's half full. You have to really, you know? And I feel like the more we look at other people's cup and how they're overfilling, and it's like the more we lose sight in what's in our cup. That's kind of, you know, tie around the bow. But thank you so much for watching this video and staying to the end if you did. Please comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the